All right, with that last kneel down, that is the game. The LA Rams get the win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They actually got this victory. I knew this was going to be a great game for the Rams. I expected this to be much closer. Originally, I picked the Bucs to win this one on the road, but the Rams came out here and played an amazing game. Matthew Stafford is he's having one of the best seasons he's had of his career. And it's meaningful. You can just tell this guy is so happy to be in LA. He's finally out of Detroit. He's in LA, a place that has weapons, has a defense, and is competing for a Super Bowl. He has everything he needs to compete for a championship. So because he has that, he's playing like a top 5 quarterback. This dude today, 343 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, this guy was killing it. 2 touchdowns to Cooper Kupp, a 75-yard bomb to Deshaun Jackson. Like, he was just doing his thing. He was doing his thing. It was so easy for Matthew Stafford. It was so easy. He was chilling. The man was chilling today. Defense was getting to Brady. They were making stops. They played bend but don't break defense. They did their job. From top to bottom, the Rams took this game over and they got the job done. The game's much closer than it should be because Brady ended up getting a touchdown in garbage time. But still, the Rams came out here and they just did their thing, man. They dominated. They did their thing. They did their thing, man. They did their thing. I know I can't be the only one that feels like this, but this felt similar to how 2018 was. If you remember the matchup between the Rams and the Saints in the regular season in 2018, you watch that game and you got a sinking feeling that this will be the NFC Championship game matchup. Like, it felt like that was an NFC Championship game preview. We got that in 2018. It ended up happening in the NFC Championship game in 2018. And I feel the same thing can happen here between the Bucs and the Rams. It just feels like an NFC Championship game preview. However, that is way too far into the future. We have no idea how this is going to go. That's far in the distance, so we'll see what happens there. But I have a sinking feeling these two teams will meet up again in the postseason. They definitely look like they're going to meet up again in the postseason. But what a win for the Rams. I will say this, though. This is my team I picked to win the NFC West. This is also the team I picked to get to the NFC Championship game against the Bucs. They got the victory here today. But I must warn you, keep your guard up. Continue to play well, get to the playoffs. Hopefully you can win the division. But keep your guard up. Because I'm telling you, when it comes to Tom Brady, he does not forget the losses. And I can tell you right now, this loss right here, he's not going to forget it. He's not going to forget this loss. He's not. This loss is going to be eating at him for quite some time. And I'm telling you, man, I've seen this far too many times. If he sees you in the postseason and his team sees you in the postseason after losing to you in the regular season, it feels like an entirely different game. So keep your guard up, Rams. Don't put that much of a focus on the Bucs now. That's in the future. Who knows? Maybe that might not happen. If I'm thinking about it, it might not happen. So you shouldn't put that much of an emphasis on it. But at the same time, just keep that in the back of your mind. Keep that in the back of your mind. It might happen. But yeah, great win for the Rams. I did not expect this. Matthew Stafford is just playing amazing. He went out here and put up a performance. That was just a beautiful display by Matthew Stafford, launching bombs and just making great throws all around the field. As for the Bucs, it was really about not being able to put points on the board because Brady threw for over 400 passing yards, and it didn't really account for much. Besides the 1 touchdown they got in garbage time, they couldn't find the end zone. None of the receivers could find the end zone. They just couldn't put points on the board, and ultimately that's what cost them this game. It was a lot of yards, but it was just empty calories. Nothing was coming of those yards. They weren't getting field goals. They weren't getting touchdowns. It was just a lot of yards put up for nothing. 17 points is what came out of that. And some of those points came from Brady on a rushing touchdown. So what do you do with that? It's just nothing was happening with the receivers. They were getting big plays, making big plays left and right, but they just couldn't find the end zone. And if you can't find the end zone, there's nothing you can do there. It was that type of game for the Bucs. They'll be fine. They'll bounce back. I expected them to win this game. I picked them to win this game, but the Rams just came out here and played with a different level of intensity. As for the defense of the Bucs, this is a problem. This is a problem. That secondary of Tampa Bay is so bad. My God, their front seven is great. Their pass rush is great. But that secondary is bad. That secondary may cost them down the line. This is not a good thing. That secondary is an issue that needs to be addressed. The secondary is not good. Secondary is not good. The Bucs secondary is not good at all. They continue to give up these big plays. This shouldn't be happening. This really shouldn't be happening. They need to get that fixed. They got to get that whole situation fixed. They got to figure out that situation because you cannot have your defense giving up all these big plays. I mean, Deshaun Jackson was just wide open. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson's a speedster. He can make those type of plays. But the dude was wide open for that 75-yard touchdown. Completely wide open. It was like not even 5, maybe 10, potentially 15. No, not 15. That may be a bit too much. It was somewhere between 5 to 10 yards of separation. I mean, he was so wide open. It was a joke. This secondary for the Bucs need to get it together. No, you know what? That does look like 15 yards. They're showing the play right now. That looked like Deshaun Jackson was open by like 15 yards. He was so open. Brady could not believe when that happened. They need to get this secondary fixed up now. Figure out that situation because this right here, this can't keep happening. This can't keep happening. This can't keep happening. You're the Bucs, and you're trying to go on a repeat here. Your secondary can't be giving up these type of big plays. They have got to get it together and get it together now because this right here is bad. It's bad. It's bad. But yeah, other than that, offense couldn't get anything done. Defense was giving up big plays. Not much you could take away from that. You just hope they can execute better. That's all you can ask for. You just hope they can execute better. But we'll see what happens with the Bucs down the line, especially when it comes to that secondary. If it comes back to bite them, it's going to hurt. But this secondary's play, it's not good. They can't keep giving up these big plays to the receivers. They got to get that situation fixed now. They got to get it together. They've got to get it together. But other than that, yeah, once again, congratulations to the Rams getting this job done. They moved to 3-0, and they continue to keep up with the Arizona Cardinals, who also got the victory today. And, of course, the Niners are about to play the Packers on Sunday Night Football, so who knows if they're going to get that win. I did pick them to pull off an upset, but we'll see what happens with that. If the Niners get the win, then you're going to have 3 teams that are really battling out right now because the Seahawks just lost to the Vikings, and now they're 1-2 on the season, and I just don't know what's going on with Seattle. It's like I can't trust them. I really can't trust them at this point. They keep doing some wild things. I just can't trust them. I can't trust them. But, Rams, keep doing your thing. You got to continue to fight in that NFC West. You are the team I picked to win that division, so please, I'm begging you, please win this division. You're the team I picked to win the division. You're the team I picked to match up against the Bucs in the NFC Championship game and hopefully make it to the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens with that. As for the Bucs, you'll be fine. Just fix up that secondary and everything will be all good. But other than that, that's all I really got to say about this game. Congrats to the Rams again. Bucs, get your secondary in order. And that's all I got to say. I'm out of here, man. Peace.